What's up, YouTube? This is Bystander X79, guys. I'm coming to you today with my latest deck profile. As you can see, today we're going to be doing 6 Samurais. Okay, now, I know we're all excited about the link, but the link ain't out yet. We don't know when we're going to be getting it. Alright? So, we're going to focus on the deck on the way it is. 6 Samurais have always been a control-based deck, utilizing things like Legendary 6 Samurai and Notoria Beast and Barkey to control your opponent. Alright, this deck is no different, but it's got some little more fun with it and some more tools to actually help it survive. Alright, so without further introduction, we're going to get into this, and the first card I'm going to show you are the 2 copies of Elder of the 6 Samurai. Alright, Elder right here is the Cyber Dragon for the 6 Samurais. Basically, when your opponent controls a monster, you don't, you can special summon this card to the field. So this card actually helps the deck go second. Alright, it's a level 3, which means you can open into your rank 3 play, or you can build into your link plays as well. So, it has great utility, and not only that, but it pairs well with a level 2 tuner that I have in this deck that can help get out Notoria Beast or Legendary 6 Samurai. So this is a very good multi-use tool card to have. Alright, you saw this when I was talking about the card. 1 copy of Grandmaster of the 6 Samurai. You can special summon him out whenever you control another 6 Samurai monster, which is actually pretty huge. More bodies in the field means you can link summon easier. Always good for the deck. Other cool things about this card: when I face up a 6 Samurai monster you control can turn around, be destroyed by your opponent's card effect. You could add 1 6 Samurai monster from your graveyard to your hand. So this, actually, if this card is popped, you get to recycle a card back from your graveyard, which is actually pretty useful. You can only control 1, which is the only reason why we have 1. Alright, I'm also running Great Shogun Shien. Alright, this guy is completely, totally huge. Again, this is another special summon monster, but you have to control 2 6 Samurai monsters to get him onto the field, so might be a little bit difficult, which is why I only keep him at 1, but once he hits the field, his effect is just so huge. His effect is a continuous effect in which basically your opponent is only allowed to activate and resolve 1 spell or trap. That's right, he only gets a spell or a trap. A single spell or a single trap. And with the other built-in negation from Legendary 6 Samurai, Shien, Notoria Beast, and even Barkey, that is devastating. Alright, here's the level 2 tuner that I was talking about. 3 copies of Kagemusha of the 6 Samurai. Alright, Kagemusha typically used as a tuner to get to your Shiens, your Notoria Beasts, or any of the other synchros, which is awesome. Also has another pretty cool effect. If you have him on the field, you can actually, and your opponent targets one of your other 6 Samurai monsters, you can actually have your opponent shift the target over to him so he takes the hit. Huge. Built-in protection for your other monsters, so if you've got your board set up, this guy can be a very good tool to actually protect it. Alright. Level 4, we have Legendary 6 Samurai Enishi. Alright, Enishi is one of the guys that have to eat your normal summons. You can bring him out with asceticism, but I'll take a little bit more setup, and I'll discuss that with the next card. Basically, while he's in the field, gets a power boost up to 22, with 2 other 6 Samurais with different names on the field, which is actually pretty good. And then you can banish 2 6 Samurai monsters from your graveyard to basically get a compulsory evacuation device effect off of him. So that he actually is pretty useful. Alright, next card. This is the card you want to see in your hand. This is your combo starter. The level 3 Legendary 6 Samurai Haghighi. What does Haghighi do? Whenever you normal summon this guy out, you can special summon another 6 Samurai monster right from your hand to the field. This guy is so huge. He's a level 3, which means you could bring him out with a Elder, go into your rank 3 plays. You can do a link play. You can turn around and bring out Kagemusha for a synchro play. The reason why we run this guy at 3 is because he's that combo starter. Now, when I talked about Enishi being summonable off of asceticism, this is the guy you're going to do it, because whenever you have another 6 Samurai on the field, this guy's attack goes up to 1700. Asceticism, when we're talking about it, you'll understand the play there. Okay? But you want to see this guy a lot. Alright? The other card you want to be seeing a lot is the legendary 6 Samurai Enishi. Basically, while you control another 6 Samurai monster, you get to special summon them right from your hand. So, again, more bodies on the field, more Link plays, more Xyz plays, more Synchro plays. You get the idea. The best part about it is that this is the guy you're going to be recurring out of the graveyard using Grandmaster. I mean, not Grandmaster, using... Yeah, well, you can use Grandmaster. You can also use Gateway as well. Alright. I do have a couple of Secret 6 Samurais in here. I only run 2, and that's the 2 copies of Secret 6 Samurai Fuma. This guy is actually pretty damn awesome. All 6 Samurais in the graveyard and one of your 6 Samurai monsters are targeted by card effects or destruction. You can actually banish it from the graveyard to protect it. But Fuma has another thing where you can actually just have this card be popped, or crash it into a bigger monster, and you can special summon another 6 Samurai monster, which is huge. Alright, I have Xian Squire, level 1 Earth Tuner, again, for Naturia plays. Very useful. And last but not least, I have the 6 Samurai Zanji. While you control another 6 Samurai monster and this guy crashes into a bigger monster, it gets like a catastrophe effect where it basically takes out that monster. Huge. Alright, so that's the monster lineup right there. Spells, we have 3 copies of Asceticism. You need to run this card at 3. There's no way around it. Basically, you target 1 6 Samurai monster you control, and special summon from your deck a monster with the same attack with a different original name. Okay. With the Haghighi Enishi play, yeah, you gotta get Haghighi with another monster on the field, drop Asceticism, and you can bring out Enishi right from your deck. 3 monsters in the field, which is pretty good, awesome in one play. Another thing I also want to point out is Asceticism isn't a hard once per turn, so you can actually activate multiple copies of this card in one turn to build your field. That's the reason why you need to run this card at 3. Alright, I am running the Bamboo Sword engine, so I have 1 copy of Broken Bamboo Sword. You equip this guy to set off your Golden Bamboo Swords. Alright. We have 3 copies of Cursed Bamboo Sword. Okay, Cursed Bamboo Sword, whenever it's sent to the graveyard, doesn't matter where it be, from the field or to the deck, you get to search your deck for another Bamboo Sword and add it to your hand. So this actually makes the engine very useful. Another cool effect that this card has, alright, is that you can send another face-up Bamboo Sword card from your field back to your hand, and the monster that it's equipped to can attack directly. So don't forget about that. Alright, and last but not least, you have 3 copies of Golden Bamboo Sword. Golden Bamboo Sword basically is a Pot of Greed while you control another Bamboo Sword card on the field. Activate this card, draw 2 cards, so it adds a lot more speed to this deck. Alright. So far with a lot of this searching and drawing, you need to protect yourself against hand traps. Boom, 3 copies of Call by the Grave. You can't ignore this. This card just helps this deck out so much by stopping Ash, Drone, and Ghost Spell. It's just big. Alright. Of course, we gotta have Gateway in this deck. You can't run this deck without Gateway. I'm sorry to say. Konami's never gonna give this card back to us at more than 1. Basically because of all the loops it can create. So, enjoy it having 1. Cool thing about it is that once we get the link, it is going to be searchable, so there's that. Alright, I run 3 copies of Xian Dojo, basically because this guy doesn't have a limit to the number of Bushido counters you can actually put on him. And based on the number of Bushido counters, when you send this card to the graveyard, you can actually special summon a monster from your deck right to the field, whose level is equal to the number of Bushido counters. So that's the reason why I like having this guy at 3, because it gives you access to the monsters from your deck right away. And it doesn't really matter which monster it is. You can actually get 7 counters on this. You can get Great Choke and Xian right into the field. Alright. The other counter holders, 6 Samurai United. This guy has a limit of 2 counters on it. Basically, any continuous spell that can hold Bushido counters with Gateway is going to open up a lot of loop plays, which can help you build your board even faster. This guy, if you want to use his effect, when he has 2 counters on it, you can send it to the graveyard, draw 2 cards. Alright, some combo extenders, Monster Reborn, self-explanatory, Soul Charge. Again, opening this card is just so freaking nuts. I can't tell you how many times I opened with this card and I had a nasty board from my opponent. To search, 1 copy of Reinforcement of Army. This is a warrior deck, so you need to have this guy. He searches any level 4 or lower monster. And to search the level 3 or lower 6 samurai monsters, I have Shan Smoke Signal at 2. I feel that having this card at 2, especially with the draw power that this deck has, more than enough to really help you out. Alright, that's it for the main deck. On to the extra. Okay, Synchros. 2 copies of Legendary 6 Samurai Shen. Yeah, he's a hard once per turn, but he's a hard once per turn that can stop a spell or trap. Spells and traps are combo extenders, or they can turn around and be utilized to protect fields in the case of traps. Being able to stop that in tandem with something like Great Silken Shen can really help you control what your opponent does and activates. Okay. Of course, you have Naturia Beast. Spell cards are pretty much combo extenders now, so having this guy in your deck will basically shut down that aspect of your opponent's deck. I am having the Naturia Barkey on. This is the Ghost Gold rare version of it in my action deck, primarily because Altergeist and back row heavy decks are kind of a thing. You'll see Altergeist more than maybe Paleozoics, but having this card accessible in your action deck from game 1 is just huge. It'll allow you to adapt to their strategies really quickly instead of having to wait for game 2s and 3. I also include F.A. Dawn Dragster. This guy is huge because, for one thing, its effect allows you to turn around and negate spell cards, activation spell trap cards, or their effects, which means if they're face up on the field, they can handle those as well, by sacrificing 2 levels. And that's the really awesome thing about it, because you can actually modify this guy's level and then use it as a synchro piece for another synchro summon. So keep that in mind when using him. The big boss synchro monster you're going to have to run, Trishula, the Dragon of Ice Barrier. Primary reason why I'm running him is because he doesn't target. And you can banish a card off the field or out of the graveyard and out of your opponent's hand. So it just taking resources off your opponent's field is just use. Alright, for the Xyz plays, graveyard effects are still a thing, so Abyss Dweller is necessary. I have Shadow of the 6 Samurai Shen, primarily in there just to be another 6 Samurai name to get counters onto your cards. Alright, and then of course I run the Rongo Bongo package. One thing I want to turn around and talk about this is that this deck can actually easily make Rongo with 4 materials without the need for this guy to come out. But if you can make him with 4 materials and him, number 75, the Bamboozling Gossip Shando, you're going to have a Rongo with 7 materials. Yeah, that's right, I said it, 7 materials. So for those who haven't put their fist through their screen after hearing that, yeah. You'll be able to nuke their boards for at least 3 turns, prevent them from summoning for 4 turns. This card can't be targeted by card effects of 5. You get the whole idea. Typically, I use this as more of a win condition. I don't really turn around and go into it that much, considering that this deck has a lot of options. Alright, for links, I have a Nightmare Mermaid in case they decide to Ibla me. Pretty standard. Isolde, just to basically get things going. You link summon this guy, you can summon that. I mean, basically search out any 6 Samurai monster from your deck to your hand. The only problem is that you can't summon that card or use that card's effects for the turn, which is why I don't really use the search effect of Isolde. I tend to dump the equip spells for the Bamboo Sword Engine to get what I need into my hand and just draw crazy and thin my deck out. Alright. Also have Suruga. Suruga is actually pretty damn awesome. He's actually pretty easy to bring out with 4 or more names to fix your hand and stack the bottom of your deck. The extra special summon is actually pretty nice. And power boosting anything points to, also very useful, considering that most 6 Samurai monsters, they top around 2,500. Alright. For some more offensive power, we also have Borolo Dragon primarily in there to break up boards your opponent has by stealing their materials so you can link off with them. And of course, last but not least, I also have Borolo Sword Dragon for the OTK potential. So this deck does have some serious offensive capabilities as well as control abilities. Alright, so guys, that is it for my Six Samurai deck profile. As always, like, subscribe, and enable notifications. Comment below what you think about this deck. Stay tuned. I'm about to announce the winner of the display box for the Soul Fusion Special Edition. So guys, enjoy. Alright guys, it's time for the drawing for my Soul Fusion Special Edition display box giveaway. Alright, now initially I wanted people to go to my channel's homepage and use the discussion tab to enter that way. Nobody did that. It kind of blew up in my face. I realized that it's much more easier to like and comment on the video that I announce it on. So from then on, it's going to be that way whenever I do giveaways. Only 3 people commented on the video. Team FTK, I know you wanted, and Voltage Gaming, you were questioning about whether if I could ship to internationally. I can, don't worry about it. Asa, you were talking to me about the video. I threw your name in here just to turn around and keep things a little bit more fair. This way, it's not just a 2-person thing, it's a 3-person thing. Okay, so let's just find out. We're on NamePickerNinja.com. Let's find out who the ninja picks. And we have Team FTK. All right, Team FTK. Email me at bystanderx79@gmail.com. Let me know your shipping address. I'll get this out to you ASAP. So guys, I hope you enjoyed participating. Hopefully next time I'm going to get a whole lot more people in this, so it's not just 3 people. But until next time, guys, like I said, like, subscribe, and enable notifications. And peace.